Hey YouTube, what is going on? Thanks for checking out the Straight SRT8 YouTube channel, where we discuss all things SRT8 related. Today's video, we're going to discuss what it's like to own an SRT for the past 3 years. So I'm going to get into maintenance costs, one-time costs, like things that broke, what went wrong, what went right, is it worth it? I mean, everything, you know, past 3 years of owning an SRT, what's it like? So my first video discusses owning an SRT for the first time, and the initial reaction, and now it's going to discuss 3 years later what's actually changed over the past 3 years. But before I do that, I do want to say thank you to those viewers and subscribers who have made comments or dropped comments in my videos. I appreciate the discussion, and I appreciate your candidness. The whole point of this channel is to make the best videos possible with only correct information. Now in some of my videos I have had some incorrect information, some slight differences of opinion that I've addressed, and I'm going to keep addressing. So if there are ever any questions or concerns about my video content, please let me know. Drop those comments below in whatever video it is, and I'll review the comments and respond accordingly. If there's an error in the video, I'll be happy to edit the video and repost it, or to add comments in the description making those changes. So I definitely appreciate everyone's responses and the fact that you're creating discussion for the members to see. That's phenomenal. So I do want to say thank you to those guys who have made comments, and please continue to make those comments for me. I greatly appreciate it. Now that I said that, let's get into the actual video discussing the ownership of the vehicle. So I have my SRT for about 3 years now. I've actually added up all the costs of all the work I've ever done on the car. So I save all my receipts from my dealers. I've gone back those receipts and I've added the costs up. I looked at timelines and dates, and I've looked at basically everything. When I've done oil changes, when I did transmission changes, differential fluid changes, whatever it may be, and made a giant spreadsheet of all those costs over the past 3 years. So I have it with me. So I didn't memorize it, but I'm gonna read you guys. Alright, so I have daily costs, I have routine maintenance costs, I have one-time costs, I have car insurance, which is more of a monthly cost, I have non-routine fixes, and I have a total cost of the culmination of all those added together, giving a great overview. So if you were ever curious what it's like to own an SRT, this is it. Alright, so daily costs. So gas, it's about $80 to fill it up, right? I just put gas in the car today. So looking at about, it lasts a little bit over a week as a daily driver. So per month, that's about $310 in gas. That's assuming $3.30 a gallon. Per year, $3,720, and per 3 years, $11,160. That's quite a bit of money in gas. All right, routine maintenance. So these are parts only costs to date. So per year. So oil change with the filter costs you about $825 in oil. Transmission about $220. Differential fluid about $400. Your transfer case fluid about $250. Tires, those are $1,500, and brakes are $300. So tires, I had the car for 3 years now. My stock tires lasted about a year and a half, and now I'm on all seasons. They're pretty much shot right now. It's another year and a half. So every year and a half or so, change out tires. Stock tires suck. I mentioned that in other videos. So that's $1,500 for tires, because your tires come on the car obviously as free, or not free, but you pay for it initially. So it's only a one-time tire change in the past 3 years. Brakes, $300. All I had to do was change my front pads. Did not change rotors anywhere. Did not change rear pads. Those were fine. Only $300 for front pad rotor, or front pads on my brakes. Okay, one-time costs. Air filter, $45. I did a AEM high flow. Okay, one-time-ish costs. Air filter, $45. Did a AEM high flow air filter. Never got changed out in theory. Oil catch can, $200 from Billet Technologies, and the total there is $250. Car insurance. So I'm a 32-year-old male. My average car insurance is $110 a month. Over the past 3 years is $3,160. Okay, now non-routine fixes. This is the fun stuff. So carbon fiber dash. I had to change it once, and I super glued it, so hopefully never again. That was $200. Hood latch sensor. So under my car, after about a year and like 6 months in the dead of winter, my hood latch sensor broke. It said the hood was always ajar. Pretty easy to fix. That I bought from the dealer for about $100 bucks. I think it's like 95 something. Now let's see. Clear coat on your brake calipers. I don't care what SRT you have, you're gonna have clear coat chipping off your brake calipers. For cost down there, it's about 50 bucks. You just gotta buy some sandpaper or whatever, scuff up the pads, like very, very fine sandpaper, and then respray them in a clear coat. I mean, doing it yourself about 50 bucks. In my exhaust, or in my trunk of my car, some of my trunk bolts in between you have like a sheet metal on the outside, sheet metal on the inside, and it's tacked together. Inside that is your subcomponents. Those are all bolted together. Those ones were loose, those bolts. So it was a free fix. Had to use some Loctite to tighten them down. But because of my exhaust, extra vibration in the back, loosened some of those bolts. Again, free fix, but it's very annoying. So be aware of that. My key fob passive entry didn't work. So again, in the trunk, my key fob has a quick container or a quick lock on there. It's all around the car for passive entry. That one was loose, so it wasn't, my remotes weren't working, my fobs, so I could do unlocking and locking, that kind of thing. But anything passive entry, pushing a button, having the car open and close automatically, that didn't work. That was $150 just for them to plug it in, basically. The part wasn't damaged or anything, wasn't broken, they just had to plug it in. Alright, so adding all of that up, maintenance costs, you got your 208, your 50 bucks, 120, 50, 65, 90, gives you $583. Over the course of 3 years, that's $1,749. That's all your maintenance costs, everything. I do mine sooner rather than later, so you can probably save a little bit of money by not doing them so early, but about $1,749 total for 3 years. Now, if you have everything, you add up all of our one-time costs, all of our daily costs like gas, insurance, adding up your maintenance stuff, your fixes, you add up every single thing besides the car payment itself, your 3-year total cost is $19,365. So all that being said, you guys have a perfect financial view of what the car actually costs. That's everything that's gone wrong, all my fixes, some of my upgrades, everything. So $19,360 bucks, I think I said, 65 bucks. Now let's get into, is it worth it? Now, obviously, SRTs cost a lot of money, right? They're higher end cars. They have a very big initial cost to them. And then you have that, as I just described, you have an initial cost, plus your maintenance costs, insurance costs, and so on and so forth, right? So they're expensive. But that's true of any vehicle. Any Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, whatever it is that you're buying, Porsche, whatever, they are very expensive vehicles. So is the SRT worth it? Now, I can only answer that from my personal opinion. To me, it was worth it. I had the financial means to afford it. I had the ability to put upgrades in the car, make it go faster, so on and so forth. I don't really care about gas mileage. I bought a very big 6.4 liter V8 knowing it had poor gas mileage. I'm okay with it. It's really very subjective. Do you really want an SRT? Do you really want that big throaty exhaust, big engine? Do you enjoy having an SUV that has a lot of power? I mean, there are tons of pros and cons there. It's all personal opinion. To me, yes, it's worth it. I actually plan on either upgrading my engine further, like doing a cam setup, or I plan on trading it in for a Trackhawk. I mean, I like my SRTs. There are other options out there. There's obviously BMW X5 M Series, X3 M Series. There is the Lexus has a performance-ish version. Ford has the Explorer ST, not really on par though. And then Audi, of course, has their sport SUVs too. Mercedes as well. There are plenty of options out there. Is it really worth it to me? Absolutely. I love the vehicle. It has its flaws, obviously. There are some known defects with the vehicle, which are apparent, like the carbon fiber dash. It's pretty annoying. But there's been nothing catastrophic. I haven't had transmission problems. I haven't had differentials blow on me. I haven't had premature wear anywhere besides what I mentioned. All in all, it's been a pretty good vehicle. Maintenance costs are what they are. When you get an all-wheel drive vehicle, you have differentials. You got transfer cases. That's part of what comes with the all-wheel drive vehicle, no matter what kind of vehicle you buy that has all-wheel drive. again, to me, it's worth it. However, let me hear your opinions. Those guys who have bought SRTs and you've paid for this cost, is it worth it? Comment below. Those guys who want to buy an SRT, now you know the true cost. You know your initial cost from your dealer or from your used car sales lot. You know your one-time cost I mentioned. You know your maintenance cost. You know your insurance cost. You know everything. Is the SRT still worth it to you guys? Let me know. That being said, I have a ton more content on the way, guys. There may be a slight dip in content over the next month, but I have a ton more content on the way. I'll see you guys very soon. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel.